That don't give you permission to search it, dude.
What's that? I'm allowed
Dude,
to...
I didn't stutter. Why you keep saying what's that?
What's your concern here?
You're searching the car. Do you have the permission to search
Is it your
that?
car?
I don't answer questions. Do you have the permission to search that?
I don't know who owns it, sir.
I will detain you pending further investigation.
For what? Recording our
Put your hands
public
on the car.
officials?
Put your hands on the car.
Dude,
Drop the cigarette. Set the phone down.
So I get an email from a subscriber named Dustin Harrison. And this email spins a pretty crazy tale. He's driving down the beautiful mountainside in Teller County, Colorado, when he stumbles upon Colorado Parks and Wildlife Ranger Michael Judd, badge number 608. He notices Judd searching a vehicle with no occupants, so being a good Samaritan, he pulls over and asks the cop who gave him consent to search, knowing that no one did or could have because no one else was around. Judd immediately responded by saying it's an abandoned vehicle, and under Colorado's laws, a police officer can search an abandoned vehicle to record its contents for an inventory before tow. Now, in most cases, after there's a drunk driving arrest, it is completely legal to search the contents of a vehicle to gain inventory. But it's a much different case for an abandoned vehicle. In fact, this is what the law actually states. CRS 42-4-1801. A motor vehicle is considered abandoned on public property when left unattended on public property for a period of 48 hours or longer, left unattended on public property for a period longer than any limit prescribed by any local ordinance, stored in an impound lot at the request of a law enforcement agency, and not removed from the impound lot within 72 hours after the time law enforcement agency notifies the owner. Now, this car isn't in an impound lot, and it hasn't been abandoned on public property for 48 hours. So legally, it's not considered an abandoned vehicle. But even if it was, under that law, this is the only thing a cop is actually allowed to do with the vehicle. A description of the abandoned motor vehicle, including the make, model, color, and year, the number, issuing state, and expiration date of the license plate, or any other indicia of the motor vehicle's state of origin, and the vehicle identification number. But funny, no mention of a required search or inventory. And this one just isn't that big of a brain buster. The cop found a vehicle along the side of the road. And under law, the only thing he's actually allowed to do is call a tow truck and have it towed. But that means paperwork, and this paid public servant is not going to do his job without making someone pay. So he violates the law, violates the vehicle owner's constitutional rights, and goes rifling through it. Hopefully he can find something. So when he figures out who the vehicle belongs to, he can send them to jail for that 30 minutes or so of paperwork. Until Dustin comes along. He's the only one without a badge or a gun, but he's also the only one protecting and serving the public, especially this vehicle's owner. Ultimately, he's arrested by Ranger Judd and Teller County Sheriff's Deputy Troy Sardi, badge 1955. And since we're throwing around 1955, 1983 comes into question. That's a 1983 USC for the deprivation of Dustin's rights under the color of law. Illegally arrested, ready to file suit, he reached out and asked for our help, and we're going to give it to him. Teller County Sheriff's Department and Colorado Parks and Wildlife, the whole world is watching just how dirty you are. Now and then, everyone's held accountable, and no one can escape the court of public opinion. One other last-minute super fun fact. Right after Dustin caught these two cops rifling through a vehicle without a warrant and he was arrested, this deputy and wildlife ranger went to the court and immediately got protection orders. Now, this isn't the first time we've seen this. We've also seen it with auditing Mabden. When we covered his video, they couldn't scare him into cooling his constitutional rights, so they tried to utilize the court as a weapon to suppress his free speech. And the two cops in this video are trying to do the exact same thing. Let's jump into the video.
What's up?
What?
Huh?
Just getting ready to tow a car.
What you doing searching it?
What's that?
What you doing searching it?
I need to inventory it for the tow.
You do.
Yes.
You got permission to search that?
What's that? It's abandoned.
I didn't stutter.
It's abandoned.
That don't give you permission to search it, dude.
What's that? I'm allowed
Dude,
to...
I didn't stutter. Why you keep saying what's that?
What's your concern here?
You're searching the car. Do you have the permission to search
Is it your
that?
car?
I don't answer questions. Do you have the permission to search that?
I don't know who owns it, sir. It's abandoned.
That's fine.
It's
So then you didn't get permission from the owners to go inside that car.
Policy and law dictates I do a search inventory to a tow. Document what's in the vehicle.
No, man.
Yes, sir.
No.
Drive off.
What's the law? What's the law on that? What's the law on that, sir?
It's abandoned property.
Okay, that's fine. I understand that. But you said law and policy dictates that you do that.
I have to fill out a tow report. I have to document the condition of the car.
That's fine.
as I
That's
found
fine.
it.
What's the statute on that? Call out CRS on that.
I'm not going to quote statute to you, sir. I know my job.
You're in there searching your car without the permission.
Get back in your car, please.
No.
What
No.
do you care?
Dude, you went in their car without
Get
their
back in your
permission.
car, sir.
No. I have every right to film you, sir. I have every right to film you, sir.
Step back to your car.
I have every right
For
to
my
film
safety
you.
and yours, step back to your car.
Dude, the Supreme Court's already ruled 10 feet, man.
You can film
10
from
feet.
back there.
10 feet away from your stop, which is right there. I'm more than 10 feet away, sir.
This vehicle is part of my stop. Back to your car. please.
No. Why are you searching their car without their permission, sir?
Because they abandoned it, blocking the roadway.
That gives you permission to go in their car and search it?
does.
What CRS is that, sir?
Sir, I'm not quoting CRS to you.
What CRS is that? What gives you permission to go in their car? No. This is public property, man. And I'm not.
Do you have a parks pass on your vehicle?
I do.
Okay, can I see it?
No, you can't.
Why not? You're on the park.
I'm not inside the gate. I can be right
The
here.
boundary starts right here.
Yeah, and this is public property.
It requires a vehicle pass.
This does not
require.
require a vehicle pass. Vehicle passes are up there, sir. Past that.
That's where you purchase them, but as soon as you come
No. If I pull right up here to the side of the road and you pull up and say, "Where's your pass at?" I don't need that. I need that inside the park, sir. I'm not interfering with nothing. I asked you what gives you permission to go in there. And you turned your
I'm doing it.
click. I understand that, sir. I heard you say that. I heard you say that.
Just step back to the car. I'm trying to keep my scene safe. I'm waiting
Sir,
for a
step
tow
back to
truck.
the car.
Step back to the car.
Supreme Court's already ruled 10 feet away from the stop, and the stop's right there.
Step back in the car.
Step back inside my car?
Go sit
I
back
can
in the
record
car.
you guys, man.
I'm recording too.
That's fine. I can
Go sit in
record
your
you.
car.
I asked him what gives him right to search that car.
If you do not want to step back inside your car, I will detain you pending further investigation.
For what? Recording our
Put your hands
public
on the car.
officials?
Put your hands on the car.
Dude, I can.
Drop cigarette. Set the phone down. Hands behind your back.
You really gonna
Interlace
detain
your
me?
fingers.
You really gonna detain me for this?
Face the car.
For what?
Face the car.
I'm facing the car. What are you detaining me for?
Relax your arms. lean
Dude, you're
forward.
pulling back on me. How
Lean
much do you
forward.
want me to relax?
I want you to lean forward.
I'm leaning forward. Man,
You go sleep.
you're much you ain't like you were the other day when you talked to me. You're kind of being a dick now, dude. What's the purpose of this? What do you got me in cuffs for? What do you got me detained for, sir?
Okay. You want this stood up so that you record? Is it recording that way?
Just, you can leave it down.
Or just leave it down? Okay.
It's recording right now.
Okay. So,
Why are you detaining me?
because you're failing to follow instructions.
What instructions
you're,
of what?
You're approaching this wildlife officer.
I didn't approach. I stood right here.
You were approaching this
I was
wildlife
10 feet away
officer.
from him.
You were standing right next to his door.
No, I wasn't, dude,
Okay?
and I got
you
it
were
all
asked
on
several
film.
times to go sit in your vehicle.
I can record from public property, man.
You can record
I'm
from
not,
public.
look, I wasn't in the roadway or nothing.
Okay.
I wasn't,
You're about 30 seconds from going to jail for obstruction.
obstructing is a physical act, sir.
No, it's not.
You want to bet? I'll
You're
bet money on
obstructing
that.
this officer's
I am not.
investigation
I
of
am
this
not.
abandoned vehicle.
I am not. He was right here at his door when I
Okay,
pulled
is
back.
this your vehicle?
It is not.
Okay.
When I drove by, he was inside searching it. So I asked him why he's in there searching it without
Okay.
their permission.
So this vehicle does not belong to
It
you?
does not.
Okay. This is an abandoned vehicle.
I
It's an
understand.
unsecured vehicle.
I
It's blocking
understand
the
that.
state park.
I understand that. But
Okay.
he still doesn't have a right
Okay.
to go searching it.
You're going to have an opportunity to walk away from this right now and drive off. This is your last opportunity. If this is
Dude,
not your vehicle,
I can stand right here and record all day long if I want to.
you are not approaching my office.
I didn't approach him. I was more than 10 feet away. Supreme Court's already ruled that. So if you want to take me to jail, go for it, dude.
All right, let's go.
You really gonna take me to jail over this?
This video goes to prove you can't always beat the ride, but you can most definitely beat the case. It takes an awful lot of bravery, courage, and guts for an ordinary citizen off the street to pick up one of these and start recording. It takes even more guts to get out of the car and hold dirty cops accountable. And that's exactly what Dustin did. Now, our American justice system is designed, in theory, to uphold, protect, and defend Dustin's constitutional rights and the Constitution of the United States of America. But it doesn't look like that's how this thing's shaken out. The way our justice system was designed to be states that while Dustin was engaged in a constitutionally protected activity and acting as a good Samaritan, he witnessed one, then two police officers noticeably breaking the law. When he confronted these two criminals, he was maliciously prosecuted. The DA would review the case and know that there's no reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause to ever believe that an arrest should have been effected in the first place. They would have marked this case as a null prosequi, not fit to stand trial. The case would have been dismissed with prejudice. Both officers from their respective organizations would have been investigated, found that they had committed wrongdoing, and would have been fired and stripped of their peace officer credentials and licenses. But we all know the system doesn't work how it was intended to. So when this good Samaritan rolled up on these two dirty cops, he was illegally arrested, the charges were pushed through, the prosecution defended these cops and then helped them to get a protective order. Because when Dustin wouldn't bend the knee, they had to force him with violence, with the backing of the court. The country we were intended to live in is nowhere near the country we actually live in. But with folks like Dustin out there, it reignites that fire, even with just a small spark. It gives us hope, and reminded us that one small resistance started an overwhelming revolution. We'll keep you updated on this case, and that's the reason I stopped you today.